Hey there friends, how's it going? My name is Frank, and today we're looking at 4 stories from r/IDontWorkHereLady. And the first story I'll be reading is called Lady Smashes Glass Door Because I Won't Let Her Inside Business I Don't Work At. So let's just jump right in. My best friend and roommate works for a small independent print shop as a graphic designer. We live in the burbs and the shop is located downtown about a half an hour from our house. Oftentimes I'll be downtown for an appointment of some kind, and will ride home with her rather than take the train. Usually by 4 p.m. the only people left in the shop are her and a specific coworker, so I'll just hang out in the front area of the shop with my laptop. At 5 p.m. they lock the door, and then both of them gather up their things over the next 15 to 20 minutes before actually leaving. They're often out of sight, packing up in the back. Last Friday was one such day. At around 5:10, a lady comes up to the door of the shop, a glass door. She saw me sitting there and started tapping on the door. I looked up and mouthed, "The shop is closed." She yelled back, "I have a question." I pointed at my wrist and said loudly, "I'm sorry, the shop closes at 5, and I don't work here." She then grabbed the handle on the door and started shaking it as if she could magically make the door open, and then started pounding on the door again. So I set down my laptop and walked over to the door. She screamed, "I only have one question. Can you let me in so I can talk to you?" At this point, screaming really was not necessary as we were only separated by a glass door. I said, "Ma'am, I don't work here and the door's locked from the inside by a key I don't have. I can't let you in." She screamed, "Why are you being such an a-hole? I know you're closed, but it's one question." Then to emphasize her point, she slammed her open palm on the glass door, which absolutely shattered. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. It's not like it cracked and spiderwebbed out. It just went to shards and fell to the ground. Fortunately, I had stepped back. The lady blinked in shock and then started to speed walk away. Fortunately, we were in a massive metropolitan city, and I was able to follow her only half a block before I saw a police officer standing on the street. The officer walked us both back to the shop with the woman ranting about how it wasn't her fault, and if I had just let her in, blah blah blah. She called for backup and 2 more officers arrived. And by this time, my friend and her coworker had come up front. They took another officer back to look at the security footage, which is digitally captured, and that was pretty much that. Lady got arrested on the spot, and I had to give a statement. And I'm told I'll probably have to testify in court on behalf of the shop owner to get a civil penalty added onto the criminal charges and help them avoid small claims, which I'll gladly do. Overbearing Karen thinks I work in a doctor's office and tries to get me to violate HIPAA. Then threatens to have me fired when I don't. So as part of my actual job, my company sends me to different clinics to audit their invoices, to ensure insurance companies aren't getting scammed for unnecessary or unperformed patient procedures. It happens more than you know. Normally when I'm at a clinic, they'll stick me in an unused office or a cubicle so I'm out of sight and don't interfere with their normal operations. However, yesterday during a clinic visit, they didn't have anywhere to put me except the front desk with the receptionist. This wasn't a problem for me since it does happen on occasion, and I'm just here to get the job done and head out. So I'm sitting there in the front desk looking over the clinic's documents when the receptionist gets called back to assist with a patient. After a few minutes, I hear someone cough slightly to the right of me and look up. I'll call her Karen because she had the haircut and the attitude. "Karen, I've been standing here for the past couple of minutes and you've yet to acknowledge me. You should be ashamed of yourself. Is this how this clinic is run?" "I'm sorry, ma'am. The receptionist just stepped out for a moment. She'll be back soon. I can't help you as I don't work here." She looks me up and down like she's just judging how I'm dressed. I should mention that I'm dressed in a standard business attire. Blazer, shirt, tie, and black slacks, with my company logo and name tag hanging from a lanyard. "Karen, how stupid do you think I am? You're sitting at the front desk of a clinic dressed like that, and you don't work here? I should file a complaint against you with your boss." "Listen, ma'am, I've already told you I don't work here. Take it or leave it, but I work for company name and hold up my badge. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to my work." And I ignore her. "Karen, how dare you? Do you know who I am? My husband works with the owner of this clinic and he'll be hearing about your poor customer service skills." "Good for him. I repeat, I don't work here. Wait for the receptionist." Karen then tries to change tactics and fake smiles at me. "Look, I'm sure you're busy, so I won't take much of your time. All I need to know is my daughter-in-law's next OB appointment. Her name is Name. It shouldn't take you long to find her in your calendar. I just need to know what time it is so I can be here to meet her. Are you deaf? I've already told you I don't work here, and even if I did, you're asking me to violate HIPAA laws. Do you know how serious that is? You need to ask her directly if she's actually willing to have you with her, though I doubt it. You don't know what you're talking about. That biatch should have told me when she was scheduling her first ultrasound. That's my grandchild in there, and I need to be there to see him. Now tell me when her appointment is, otherwise I'll have you fired. You need help, lady. You need to leave now before I have someone call security. You're threatening me? The doctor and receptionist hear the loud commotion and come out to the front desk. Doctor, what's going on here? This woman doesn't understand that I don't work for you, and she's trying to find out her in-law's appointment. Karen is now panicking. Your receptionist, pointing at me, has been useless and won't give me the information I've asked for. He needs to be fired. Receptionist to Karen. He doesn't work here. Doctor, I'll take care of this. And she intercoms the security office. Hi, we need a guard to come to office 123 to escort someone out. She's disturbing one of our vendors, and says thank you once they confirm someone will be here shortly. Once Karen realizes she's about to be escorted out, she says, I'm not leaving. I have the right to know how my grandson's doing. I have a right. She starts shouting profanities at us for a couple of minutes when a burly security guard arrives and tells her to leave, otherwise he'll call the police on her for trespassing. She refuses, so he grabs her by the arm and drags her screaming out of the office. That was the last I saw of her, but the reception called the daughter-in-law to inform her of what just happened. The receptionist laughs and tells me that the in-law didn't want the woman anywhere near her and her baby to be. It seems her and her husband are no contact, which explained part of the craziness. Wow, this Karen sounds like a psycho. I wouldn't want her around my kid either. Entitled Microwave Lady. A couple years ago, I stopped at a Lowe's to exchange my empty propane tank. I had just finished securing the new one in my trunk when I heard a shout from across the parking lot. Excuse me, can you help? I looked up and saw a middle-aged woman having trouble getting a microwave that she just bought into her trunk. No problem, I went over and helped her. The microwave wasn't too heavy and it fit perfectly into her car. She thanked me, I nodded, and I started to walk away. I was a few feet from her car when I heard her say, Aren't you going to take my cart back up there? I turned around and saw her pointing at her shopping cart. Take my cart, she demanded, starting to get a little agitated. Oh, you know I don't work here, right? Yes, I know, but you should still be a gentleman and take my cart. No, I was helping you out with the microwave, but I'm not about to take my cart now, she yelled, pointing to the store. Okay, whatever. I didn't want to get into an argument in the middle of the Lowe's parking lot, so I sighed, walked back to her, and took her cart. I started to bring it back towards the store, but this didn't quite sit right with me. I was okay helping her with the microwave, but she was certainly capable of doing this part of the job. If people always do this kind thing for her, she'll never learn her lesson. I was about 10 feet away from her when I decided to stop pushing the cart back and wait for her to get into the car. As soon as she had her door shut, I turned around, walked back to her parking spot, and left that shopping cart right behind her car so she couldn't leave without getting out and moving it herself. I hope that wonderful lady is having the best of luck with her new microwave. What an ungrateful lady. It's like they say, no good deed goes unpunished. I don't work for you full time anymore, so you need to pay me a freelance rate to fix your problem. I'd been working as a consultant on a major project for a tech firm. I was the subject matter expert on Hashtag System, an antiquated database program that was basically obsolete and which this company kept around mostly for convenience. I'd been with the company for about a year and only ended up as the SME on that system because the other SMEs had quit. Why, you ask? Well, the project manager over the product using that system, Jim, was a nightmare. Lack of communication, flexible due dates that spanned weeks and threw curveballs at the last minute, demands of time tracking in multiple systems, none of which were actually utilized unless they were trying to prove someone was doing something wrong. It was a mess. I found another job and put in my notice. A full 3 weeks notice just to make sure they could find someone. They never scheduled me to train anybody, so I assumed they found someone who had experience in Hashtag System. I turned in my keys and computer and then I left. About a week later, I got a call from Jim. We need you to come in and fix the issue we're having. I'm sorry, I don't work there anymore, I said, thinking that maybe the manager had forgotten. I know, but we don't have anyone here who can fix hashtag system, so we need you. He explained the issue. It was a few hours work fix. Alright, if you would like me to work on hashtag system, then I'm willing to help, but I'll have to charge you by the hour at a contract rate. And it will have to be after hours because I have a new full-time job. The manager balked. No, you will come in and work at my original hourly rate. No, I explained as carefully as I could. First, since I'm not your full-time employee anymore, I have none of your full-time benefits. Second, this will be after hours and from my perspective, overtime work. So again, I'm happy to help you, but it will be a new rate per hour. That's stupid. You know how to fix this. This should be easy for you. I'm not paying you new rate for something you already did at old rate. At this point, I lost my patience. I'm not bartering with you. Take my rate or don't. Next time you call, it will go up. Now listen here, you F. I hung up. He called back immediately. I picked up the call. You need to come fix this now, he seethed into the phone. I can do that, I said politely. My new rate is new rate plus $50 per hour. You can't do that, Jim shouted. I'm not paying you extra to new rate plus $75 per hour. No, you're an effing new rate plus $100 per hour. Keep going, Jim. I have all day. There was a really long pause. New rate. I'll do that, but nothing more. I'll be honest with you guys, I really considered doubling down for the elevated rate. But at the same time, I know a win when I see it, so I took the job. I assume he did find a new expert because I never did another job for them again. Nice going, OP. Sticking it to the man. Love it. That's it for today, guys. Real quick, I really enjoy making these videos, and only you can help me continue to do it. A simple thumbs up and comment goes a long way and helps out big time. So with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow.